Namaskar, sir. Yes, sir.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Good morning, Snigdha. I don't have your biodata. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. After completing my matriculation from St. Vincent's Convent School, I joined DAV and completed my 12th. I have completed my graduation in BA LLB honors from Vanivia University Law College, and I also completed my post graduation in human rights from University Law College, Bhubaneswar.
So, from the start itself, you are motivated to join the law field.
So it is intellectually challenging, and the idea of having an impact, positive impact in the lives of the people, plus the family route has also played an influence in inspiring me to join the law school.
Coming to law, can you tell me when is when is it that we say that a contract is complete?
So when there is an offer and the offer has been communicated to the offeree, and the offeree when he accepts the proposal of the offerer, and it comes to the knowledge of the offerer, we can say that a contract is complete.
Can you tell me what's a representative suit?
Yes, sir. It is provided under Order 1, Rule 8, where one or more person represent themselves and also on behalf of the interest of other people. It requires the permission of the court and to represent himself and the other people. Once the permission of the court has been granted, notice will be given to all the interested persons, and accordingly, the suit will be instituted.
Okay. Can you tell me what's an unlawful assembly?
So it's provided under Section 144 of the CRPC. Sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall.
Okay, no issues. I'm giving you a situation. You tell me what will you do if you are posted as an assistant director of law.
Okay.
You are posted in revenue department where where your job is to make sure that you collect maximum revenue for the government, and there will be situations where you will be facing a situation that there are some poor people who are unable to pay their revenue dues, and you have to then choose between the moral dilemma that will arise in front of you. You have to choose between the job, the honesty and integrity of to the job that you are doing, and being a good person and helping the people who are in need. What will you do in that case?
So in that scenario, I can recommend them to go to the Odisha Legal Services Authority, where they can claim, they can file their applications and the other documents required, and the government will appoint a free of cost. Government will appoint a lawyer for them if they are found to be indigent and without any sufficient means, economic means, to pursue their case, because justice should be available to everyone irrespective of their economic background.
Okay. Do you know what a yadast is and how is it relevant to the uh, land disputes and any dispute that may arise between parties relating to a land? Yadast or plot index, do you know anything about that?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what's a Hal ROR and can you tell me what's a Sabik ROR?
Sir, Hal ROR, sorry, sir.
Okay. Do you know what an ROR is, right? You know what
Yes,
an
sir,
ROR
record
is?
of rights.
Okay. So in that case, tell me at least this much, that if there is a case where one party is bringing that ROR and saying that my name is recorded in ROR, and there is another party who is bringing the sale deed, a registered sale deed, saying that it has been sold to me. So
Sir,
which will prevail?
so the sale deed will prevail because ROR is only ROR has the name of the person who's in the possession of the property. It does not create any title or does not prove the title of the person. Uh,
Yes.
Whereas sale deed is in the name of the person who to whom it is actually sold and by whom it is being sold.
Right. Right. Can you tell me what's the doctrine of eclipse?
Yes, sir. These are the laws which are not void ab initio. It is morbid and dormant. These can be made applicable to the citizens and non-citizens when the constitutional impediment has been removed. The entire law need not be struck down. It applies to the pre-constitutional laws.
Okay. What is your view on reservation? What is your view on reservation? Do you completely agree with the current SCBC mode of reservation? What is your view on that?
So, not all sections, even till date, after 75 years of independence, not the entire, all the sections of the society are not equally represented, and they are still lagging behind. Their rights are being violated, and they are deprived of basic provisions given to them. But reservation is needed so that they can come and join the mainstream of the society. So, I am in favor of the reservation policy that has been made in the constitution.
Okay. Do you know that China is amassing all the strength that it can to counter India and all the superpowers? And it is actually being a hindrance in India's growth as well by making sure that Pakistan and all the neighborhood countries are against India. So, how do you think India should tackle China? That is, how do you catch the dragon by the tail? Can you tell me?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Uh, Coming to some, yes. Do you know this? There is this HTTP and there is this HTTPS. When you type a website, there is this HTTP and there is this HTTPS. What is the difference between the two?
So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, but HTTPS means Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secured, which means the internet connection or the website to which we have connected is secured, and we can safely access it without any uh, fear of cyber attack or cyber security problems.
Right, right. And what do you think? ADRs are not yet implemented to the greater extent by courts. But while in US, you go, courts are a rarity where ADRs are the way to go. But India has still failed to do that, even though Supreme Court has com- compelled that to be a part of the entire system and it should be referred to ADR. At least the civil disputes should be referred to ADR, but it's not being done so. Why do you think? What's the problem? Is it the mindset of the people? Is it the lack of awareness? What is it?
So, lack of awareness is definitely one of the major problems we can call out. If people need to be more aware about these kind of systems, I don't think so. Too many people are aware that there is a system called as ADR, and they can get the disputes resolved very easily instead of taking the cases to the courts where it is dragged on for years and years. And there is another problem that can be the reason for this is there is not no strong monitoring body for and strict rules that binding rules that these certain kind of cases should be referred to ADR or monitoring body which would see that what are the number of cases that are pending in the court and they can be transferred to these ADR, and whether the ADR is being followed or not, the principles of bodies, whatever laws are there, whether it is being strictly implemented or not. A strong monitoring body and creating awareness, I guess, would tackle the problem to some extent.
Right. So, can you tell me the difference between strict liability and absolute liability?
So, in strict liability, sir, even if there is no fault of that party, the law requires the person to pay compensation. These are basically related to tort. In absolute liability, there are certain exceptions in cases of strict liability, but such as act of the plaintiff or sorry, act of God, ratification by the plaintiff, or accident, or these kind of cases. But in absolute liability, there are no exceptions to it, and the party is absolutely responsible for any kind of incidents or sabotage or any kind of misfortune takes place.
Okay. Okay. Uh, do you know this concept called nec vi, nec clam, nec precario?
Sorry, sir.
And can you tell me what's a gochara land and whether such land can be transferred by anyone in favor of someone else?
So Gochara lands are the grazing lands for the cattle, and such lands cannot be transferred, sir.
Okay. Fine, Snigdha. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Wish
sir.
you all the best for the
Thank you,
interview.
sir. So I had one request for you, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
after the completion of all the interviews today, can you just you'll obviously come to know where all the students are lacking or where all they can improve, and also some basic mannerisms that we need to adopt
Right.
while entering and leaving. Can you just take a class on it whenever it's feasible for you, sir?
Yes.
After,
That is the reason actually I postponed that. After the interviews, I'll take a class on where all you lagged. I'm
so
getting detailed feedbacks on that, so I'll give you detailed feedbacks in a class itself. Okay.
okay, thank